So today we start new chapter from paper second, complex number. So first we see some basics that we studied in class 10, in class 9 and previous classes. So why we need complex number, introduce complex number. So we discuss one by one numbers, types of numbers, then we come to the point complex number. So set of natural numbers. Which numbers are called natural numbers? We know that the numbers which are used for counting objects. So the counting start from 1. So natural number denoted by capital N. So the set of natural number we denote here by capital N, and elements of that set are 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So set of natural number is infinite set. Then we need a number 0. So the number set of natural number including 0 is called set of whole numbers, and whole number denoted by the letter capital W, and elements of set of whole number are 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So whole number is also infinite set. Then we see set of integer numbers. So here if we consider along with 0, 1, 2, 3 its negative number, so minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, then that type of numbers are called integer numbers. So set of integer number denoted by capital I or by capital Z. So here we write, instead of plus 1 in left side minus 1, so we write in one form as plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3. So this is set of integer numbers. Then next is set of real numbers. We know that set of real number is the combination of rational and irrational numbers. So we see here the definition of real number, which is of the form P by Q. So we write here set of real number as it is the set of those x such that x equals to P by Q, where PQ are integers. So we write here PQ belongs to I, and this Q not equals to 0, because we know one concept: any number upon 0 that is not defined, but 0 upon any number is 0. So such type of concept you studied in trigonometry, that is you call that not defined. Now next, one more type of number, that is prime number, which is mostly used while solving the problems. Which numbers are called prime numbers? The numbers which are divisible by itself and 1, but which are greater than 1. So here we say the prime number start from 2. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7. Next prime number will be 11, not 9, because factor of 9 are 3 into 3. So here 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, you can write the next number. If you observe here, 2 is the even number, and next numbers are 3, 5, 7 are odd numbers. So only 2 is the even prime number. So when asked in question 2 is prime number or not, you get confused. Here 2 is prime number, 2 is even prime number, and 3, 5, 7 are the odd numbers. And you have to must remember 1 is not a prime number. because we required prime number which are greater than 1. That means numbers greater than 1 are called only prime numbers. So the prime numbers start from 2. So we come to our next concept, complex number. So why we required complex number? Why we write complex number system? So consider the equation. From this equation you get clear. Consider the equation x square plus 1 equals to 0. You studied quadratic equations. So when value of x satisfy that equation, we say that that value is the solution of that equation, or that value is the root of that equation, and that the value calculated may belongs to set of real number, may belong to natural number, may belongs to whole number, or may belongs to set of integer. But you studied the square of any number is always positive. But here when we transfer this plus 1 to right hand side, we get x square equals to minus 1. So this contradict to that condition, square of every number is positive. So we need here to introduce new concept, that is imaginary unit. So see, this equation has no solution in the set of real numbers. Why only say we real numbers? Because we know that natural number is a subset of whole number is a subset of integer is a subset of real number. So all the previous sets, that is natural number, whole number, integer number, are the subsets of real numbers. That means in a real number set all the sets are included. So we say from this equation x square equals to minus 1, this equation has no solution in the set of real numbers because there is no real number whose square is minus 1. We need to extend the set of real numbers to a larger set. That means we require a set which is greater than a real number set, which would include solution of such equations. So we require a set which include the solution of this equation. We introduce a symbol, that is I, which we read as iota, Greek letter iota, but for our convenience we pronounce as I, such that I equals to under root of minus 1. So here this minus 1, if we take square root on both sides, we get square root of x square, that is square and square root get cancelled, so we get x square root of minus 1. So don't confuse here with square root of minus 1 and minus into square root of 1, that both are different things. Square root of minus 1 is not equals to minus of square root of 1. So when we square on both sides of this I equals to square root of minus 1, so we write in left hand side I square, and here square and square root get cancelled, so we write I square equals to minus 1. I is called as an imaginary unit or an imaginary number. So we introduce here one symbol, that is I, and value of that I is square root of minus 1. So we cannot calculate the square root of minus 1. So in place of square root of minus 1, while solving the problem, we use the letter, this iota, that is I. So first we see a complex number. So before that we see imaginary number. A number of the form bi, where b belongs to r, b not equals to 0, because when b equals to 0, scalar multiple of any number if 0, so that number becomes 0, so that will be meaningless. So we consider here b not equals to 0. and I equals to square root of minus 1 is called an imaginary number. So the number of the form bi. Suppose when b is 2, we write here 2i. 2i is a imaginary number. When we write square root of minus 25, why this square root of minus 25 is imaginary number? Because we cannot find the value of square root of minus 1. So first we write this minus 25 as in square root minus 1 into 25. So we separate the root of minus 1 and root of 25. Root of 25 which we calculate, that is 5. We cannot calculate the root of minus 1, so we write instead of that as I. So root of minus 25 which we write 5i, this is imaginary number. Next example is 2 by 7i, this is also imaginary number. This 2i is imaginary number, and this minus 11i is imaginary number. So when imaginary number is given, while solving the problem, you get confused whether that I as a alphabet or imaginary unit. So while solving the problem, when question is asked, in that question value of I is provided. So when question is asked, then in question, along with question, this value of I is given. So from that we can decide whether that I is a letter or imaginary number. So that we will discuss while solving the problems. Now see some notes. These notes we use while solving the problems. The number I satisfy following properties. See first property, I into 0. So when we multiply any imaginary number by 0, we get 0. Second, if a belongs to R, then square root of minus a square. So in previous slide we see square root of minus 1, or we replace this minus 1 by I square. See this, I square we replace by minus 1. So minus 1 can be written as I square. So we write this minus 1 as I square here. Then taking square root of both sides, you know the concept. When we take this square root, we have to write plus or minus. Why we write always plus or minus? Because we know that, for example, when we calculate the square of 2 plus 2, we get 4. When we calculate the square of minus 2, also we get 4. That means when 4 is given, then we don't know whether the 4 is square of plus 2 or minus 2. So while calculating the square root, we have to always write plus or minus. So square root of this I square a square, we have to write plus or minus ia. Square root of I square is I, square root of a square is a. So see this example, square root of minus 25, that means we replace this minus 1 by I square. So square root of I square is I, so we write here I. Square root of 25, which is 5. So why don't we not write here plus or minus? This is just for example, so we write here only 5i. Now see third property, if AB belongs to R and AI equals to BI, then A equals to B. That means when we say the two imaginary numbers are equal, when their coefficients are same, then that two imaginary numbers are equal. So if AI equals to BI, so equate the coefficients of imaginary unit, so we get A equals to B. So we have to remember these notes for solving the problems, while solving the problems. Now we come to our main topic, complex number. So see the definition of complex number. A number of the form a plus ib. So you observe here, in first part there is no imaginary unit. In second part there is imaginary units. So when there is no imaginary unit, that part is called a real part. And when there is imaginary unit I, then that part is called imaginary part. So the number in the form of a plus ib is called complex number. So see here, a number of the form a plus ib where ab belongs to r and I equals to -1 with I square equals to -1 is called a complex number and usually denoted by z. So for denoting we use letter z, but when we write complex number set, don't confuse with denoting the set. We denote set by capital C. We denote complex number, single complex number by z. So that is z equals to a plus ib, ab belongs to r and I square equals to -1. Here a is called real part of z and is denoted by real of z or r of z. So we read this as real of z, this also read as real of z. B is called imaginary part of z and is denoted by I am of z or I of z and read as imaginary part of z or imaginary part of z. Now see, the set of complex number is denoted by capital C, therefore C is equals to, so it is the set of those number which are in the form a plus ib where this ab belongs to r and I square equals to -1. So we see one activity. So from this you will get clear real part and imaginary part. Now you guess yourself which is real part, which is imaginary part. So see here, first 2 plus 4i. So this is in the form of a plus ib. So we write here column z and a plus ib. So if the given number is not in the form of a plus ib, so first we write that number in the form of a plus ib and then collect a real part and imaginary part. So see first example 2 plus 4i. So it is in the form a plus ib, so we write as it is 2 plus 4i. So what will be the real part of this number? So see here 2 is the real part. So in first we write 2. What will be the imaginary part? You guess yourself, that is 4. So you can write here 4. Now see second example 5i. So this is purely imaginary number. So we write this 5 as 0 plus 5i. So now here you can say which is real part, which is imaginary part. So which is real part here? Right, 0. Which is imaginary part? Right, 5. So try to find yourself first. 3 minus 4i. So this is in the form of a plus ib. So we write here 3 minus 4i. Here a real part is 3 and imaginary part is -4. So in a real part we write 3. In imaginary part we write -4. Now this fourth number example 5 plus square root of -16. So this -1 can be written as I square. So square root of I square we write I, and square root of 16 4. So we write here this number in the form of a plus ib. So we write this minus 16 as plus 4i. So see here, a real part we write 5, imaginary part we write here 4. So see, in real part we have to write 5, in imaginary part we have to write 4. Now see next example, 2 plus root 5i. So here this is in the form of a plus ib. So we write here 2 plus 5i as it is, root 5i as it is. So see, which is real part? 2 is real part. Which is imaginary part? Root 5 is imaginary part. So we write here in a real part 2. In imaginary part we write root 5. Now see this example, last example. 7 plus root 3. So in root there is not minus sign. So this is a real value only. So we have to introduce imaginary part. So we write here in this term plus 0i. So this is a plus ib form. Now here 7 plus root 3 and here 0i. So 7 plus root 3 is a real part of this number and 0 is the imaginary part. So we write here a real part as 7 plus root 3 and imaginary part as 0. So in this way we can identify a real part or imaginary part. If a real part is absent, then we can write 0 there. If imaginary part is absent, so we add 0i. So in this way we can identify a real and imaginary part in the given set.